Social media is a collective of online communications channels dedicated to community-based input, interaction, content sharing, and collaborations. Social media are also computer-mediated technologies that facilitate the creation and sharing of information and ideas.
What is online abuse? The internet and social media accounts are a great way of staying in touch with your friends, sharing pictures and videos, and playing games. It is very important that you use these accounts safely and don't give away information about yourself to people you really don't know and trust. Remember that when you share things online, like pictures or videos, they can easily get into the hands of people you don't know or trust. You can discover lots of sites that are good and have fun activities. But some sites are not what you think they are. It is always wise to let your parents or an adult that you trust know which websites you are visiting. Online abuse can involve cyberbullying, sexting, or cyberstalking using social media accounts, email, chat rooms, and other online forums or websites. If someone is saying bad things or making you feel upset using the internet, you can block them or report them. The examples of online abuse are cyberbullying, sexting, and cyberstalking. First is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is when someone says nasty and hurtful things about you or someone you know while using online chat rooms, social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter, or using emails and text message. Cyberbullying can often feel like it will never end because it is very difficult to get away from it. Nobody has to go through online bullying, and the first step is in stopping it. It is to tell someone about it. Second is sexting. Sexting is usually deliberate and happens when someone takes an intimate or sexually explicit image of themselves and sends it to another person. It can seem like a bit of fun, but it can really be risky and have serious consequences. Sexting can also be illegal. Anyone under 18 who is sexting is likely to be committing one or more criminal offenses. If someone is making you feel uncomfortable online about sex or asking you to send them pictures of yourself, this can be referred to as sexting. Third is cyberstalking. Cyberstalking is when someone keeps contacting you online and you don't want them to and have asked them to stop. If someone is making you feel scared or upset when you're online, tell someone you trust like your parent or guardian, your career, or a teacher. Nobody has the right to upset you, and it's not okay. There are lots of people who can help you.
There are types of social media abuse. One is grooming, cyberbullying, and sexting or self-made videos or photos. Child grooming refers to actions deliberately undertaken by an adult with the aim of befriending and establishing an emotional connection with a child in order to lower the child's inhibitions in preparation for sexual activity or exploitation of the child. Here's a case of grooming. 17 men and 1 woman have been found guilty of involvement in a sex grooming network in Newcastle, a band that plied vulnerable women and girls with drink and drugs before assaulting them. In a series of 4 trials at Newcastle Crown Court, jurors found that men were guilty of a catalogue of nearly 100 offenses, including rape, human trafficking, conspiracy to incite prostitution and drug supply between 2011 and 2014. The men befriended more than 20 victims and invited to them that they called sessions at properties mostly when in the west end of the city. The girls were lured by the offer of alcohol and drugs, in particular methadone and cannabis, and were expected to offer sexual services in return for the substances. The victims, all females 13 and 25, were targeted because they were vulnerable and because they were less likely to complain because of their circumstances. The prosecution argued the court heard accounts of young women who are drugged before waking up to find themselves undressed, having been sexually assaulted. Cyberbullying. This involves the use of ICT, particularly mobile phones and the internet, deliberately to upset, threaten, and intimidate someone else. This type of bullying can affect someone near just at school, but at home as well, because it takes place in virtual world. It goes beyond the boundaries at school, and during school hours, it can happen anytime, and can make someone feel upset or threatened, even in his or her own home.
There are so many cases of social media abuse. For example, cyberbullying. It is a form of bullying or harassment using ICT, particularly mobile phones and the internet. It is also known as online bullying, and it has become increasingly common, especially among teenagers. According to GMA News, 80% of young teenagers around 13 to 16 years old have been experiencing cyberbullying here in the Philippines. The effects to them makes them don't want to go to school because they are upset, threatened, and some teenagers have been depressed. Is the deliberate use of someone else's identity, usually for their own personal gain such as financial advantage. According to the 2017 UNICEF Security Index, 93% of Filipinos are concerned about identity theft, since the identity theft cases here in the Philippines have been rising. Recently, a bishop from Bohol was the latest victim of identity theft, after someone created a Facebook account using his name and other social media details to solicit money from clueless followers. My opinion to this type of cases is that we should be more careful by using social media. We should not abuse it and use it in the right way, since social media is a big impact to all of us and to the world.
Sexting, self-made videos or photos. First, what is sexting? Sexting is sending nude or semi-nude photos by mobile phone or posting sexual images on social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and etc. Often, teens sending explicit images to a partner or friend for their eyes only. An example of sexting. Teenage girl received a police caution after sending explicit selfie to her boyfriend. A teenage girl received a police caution after sending sexual imagery of herself to her boyfriend. She sent the image to him from her phone, and after they had an argument, he distributed the image to his friends. The police became involved, as the girl was under 18, meaning both parties were committing an offense. The girl was committing an offense because she had taken sexual imagery of herself and shared it. Then the boy was committing an offense as he distributed the image. He also did it with the intent of causing distress or harm. Both received a caution, but police are now warning other teenagers they could end up on the sex offenders register if they send explicit pictures of themselves via text messages or social media. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Goodbye.